Hello guys, let's go with the video. Actually, it's just a small recap of the last game of Alireza Firouzja. He played the game against Hikaru Nakamura, and actually I will just show you the game pretty quickly, but then I will just give you my impressions about Alireza Firouzja. Like, for example, I'm a French supporter from France. Actually, I'm for Alireza Firouzja, but not in the same way as you think. You will see after I will just show you the game. So he played with the white pieces against Hikaru Nakamura. He played a very, I would say, a very GM type of position in the I don't remember the name of the opening. If you know the name of the opening but not the opening, actually you're not a good chess player. Actually, I'm just joking, but in every case, castles and a3. It's actually a very funny idea. The idea is that with the move c2, queen c2, you will just take back with the queen, and after the move d5 that is played, you don't want to take, because if you're taking, actually there's the move knight e4, and you're just in big trouble, because after this, actually the position is just completely fine for black, and you cannot achieve anything. I'm just telling you anything. You can achieve anything in this position. So after the move d5, Alireza played actually bishop g5. Knight e4 is actually completely stupid. Okay, but in every case, he took on c4 and queen takes c4. And the idea is that, okay, you moved your queen three times. You moved your queen three times, but you would just play e4 without any problems, like b6 and rook d1. If you're playing e4 directly, just bishop a6, queen a4, and just trading, and you have a very bad position with the white pieces. So after the move e4, after the move b6, he played rook d1, bishop a6, queen a4. The idea is that you want to keep an eye on this bishop. So h6, bishop h4. If you're trading all your pieces, for example, you just have a very bad position because all your pieces aren't developed yet. So after the move h6, he played bishop h4, queen e7, knight f3. And actually this position occurred 40 times in the database. The idea is that after the move g5, you just want to sacrifice and playing h4 and just mating your opponent. Rook d8, and right now a very specialty from Alireza Firouzja, he played the move queen c2. This position occurred only one time, between Ivan Shitko and Francesco Sarrazin in 2019, and actually this is an unknown position. The idea is to push e3, you will see, c5, and now the special move from Alireza Firouzja, e4. It's actually a novelty, a very, very, very novelty. The idea is that after you take, for example, I would just play the move bishop takes a6, knight takes, and just e5, and you're just losing a piece. g5, knight takes, bishop takes, and you're just completely losing. In every case, actually after g5 you can directly take, and you're just attacking the queen. So actually taking on d4 is not a good idea. If you're taking with the rook, actually you're just losing. So the best move is actually to take on f1. Here there are actually two possibilities for Firouzja: king takes and rook takes. He decided to play rook takes. The idea is that if right now he took with the king after g4 and this, let's say e5 for example, then you can't play f4 with the idea of, actually you can play f4 because there are no rooks right there. And if you take with the rook, the difference is very big. Actually after the move g5, you can sacrifice takes, and after e5 there's just a4, and after take, you're just completely winning. So in this position, after the move rook takes, there's just d5, knight takes, pawn takes, and bishop takes. And here knight c6 is actually a very interesting move, because the engine is saying, okay, knight bd7, and you can just sacrifice an exchange back, and everything is fine. But a very interesting move by Nakamura is actually knight c6. The engine will probably say that position is completely equal, but actually we don't care, because if you are Nakamura and your opponent is Alireza Firouzja, you are afraid. Actually, the move here that Alireza played is queen c1. It's steadily played. It does actually mean that queen c1 is still a preparation. Actually, if you're playing e5, there are some moves that are very interesting to move. For example, it's knight d4. If you're taking there, I would just take there, and the position is just completely winning. Bishop takes, queen d7, and you have some issues, and you don't have mate, like anything is mate right now. But okay, after queen c1, actually the best move is actually e5, with the idea that after you play this, there's just knight d4, and that is actually very complicated for the white pieces to break through. You have to find the move rook d3, okay, queen d6, rook h3, and this move, or even knight takes d4, and the position is very complicated. I guess it was still in preparation, and I guess it was actually still preparation, because playing a piece down and still playing this kind of position is very tough, even at test level. So I guess it was still a preparation, but in every case, after the move e5, yeah, actually he didn't play e5, he played rook takes d4, rook takes and knight takes, and at this position I was like, okay, but the position is just completely winning for Nakamura. I didn't use the engine, but after the move queen f4, I understood the idea of Nakamura after after knight c2, because if you are playing e5 directly, actually there's just queen d7, and you are just completely losing with the white pieces. If you're taking with the pawn, queen takes g2, and actually you're just completely winning, and there's nothing to do. If you're taking with the bishop, the move is queen e4 check. After, if you go there, for example, that is mate, and the other move to prevent mate is this, but then you just have a fork and you're just completely losing. In every case, a good sign is actually that he played the best move, queen f4. It means that Firouzja was still in the preparation. Knight c2, and that is a very interesting move, because actually right now Nakamura has a knight for a pawn, and that's just good. So he decided to give back a pawn and a piece. Like, for example, he played queen d7, knight takes c2, and queen a4. The idea is that after b3 you're just taking there, and the position is just completely winning. If you go there, rook d8 is possible, but after f3 you just have some problems, because the plan right now is to play h4, h5, h6, g5, h7, the rook there, and so on. So actually he decided to play a very interesting move, knight f6, in order to play knight g5, but Firouzja was still in the preparation. He played instantly king b1. So okay, right now we have a very interesting position for both, actually, and here a very interesting move is bishop f4. Actually, I think at this point the preparation of Firouzja just ended, because there's no way that he analyzed further. But that is very interesting, and the game ended in a draw, but Firouzja had a winning had some more winning chances. But okay, in every case, it was very hard, and Nakamura defended like a beast. Just nothing to say. Just it's incredible how good and how easy Nakamura is playing all this position. But in every case, right now the game is ended, and I will just tell you one thing: Firouzja has many problems in chess. For example, I already see that when he's playing endgames, he's always trying to calculate, finding the best moves, but he's just forgetting something very important. The problem is that we are not engines. We cannot calculate everything. It's impossible for us. But he's still trying. And I think that is the best way for him to lose too much energy during a chess tournament. I don't hope so, but I think that Firouzja is going to have some problems during the rest of during actually the last games, because actually it's just the third round, but we have already saw that he has many problems even against Rajabov. When he played this end game, it was very complicated against Richard Rapport. It was the same. Like, he's always trying to calculate, but when you're playing an endgame, you have to play some normal moves. Like, they're just moves that your hand is asking you to play. So starting to calculate is the best way to lose time, energy, and motivation for the tournament. Because imagine just 2 seconds, you are Firouzja, you are one of the best players on the world, and you see that you are not winning positions. How do you think you can react? Just imagine you are losing so much energy to calculate so many things that are never occurring on the board. It's just mentally very hard to feel and to keep in yourself. So I mean, it's just very complicated for Firouzja. So I mean, that is the first problem. But the second problem is that, okay, we saw that the end games are not so good, but against Rapport, for example, he played a move very strangely, like he was completely losing against Rapport, and the fact that he needed so much time to think and to play some normal moves is just showing us that he does not know how to defend, because all the games that he won and he played very brilliantly was attacking games or strategical games in which he had to attack and to take some small advantages, but it was never a game in which he had to defend himself. So I mean, the two biggest problem for Firouzja is not experience and playing chess games, because he played thousands and millions of games. The problem is that he doesn't know how to defend and how to play endgames correctly. So I guess if he's strong enough, he will find a way to solve all these problems, but it's very hard. It's very hard. I hope it will go in his direction. In every case, thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you very much for looking at these games. If you have any questions, just go in the comment section. Consider subscribing to the channel, liking, sharing all my content, because I'm just impressed in which speed my YouTube channel is just grinding stages and stages and more, even more views, even more subscribers. Just thank you very much, guys. It's very impressive. If you want to have a good chess coach, just write to me on my Lichess account, Gigi Hayotka. If you have any questions, just go in the comment section and we see us in the future upload. Take care.